This is a different video in the sense that it focuses on specific ski runs at ski areas in North America instead of on the resorts as a whole. So the first question to answer is, what makes a show-off run? These are the runs where skiers can hot dog, showboat, or display mad skills to a captive audience, and often do. That means you need a mechanism where people are stuck with nothing to do, which can generally be found on the chairlift, going over the run. One could argue that a tram has a larger audience, but if you've ever been crammed into a tram, you know that only about 10 to 15 people actually get a window view on either side of the cabin. I saw someone else's list of what they call hot dog runs, and they listed Alf's High Rustler at Alta with the justification that people can hang out on the deck at Gold Miner's Daughter, watching skiers carve expertly to the bottom. Having spent many hours on the deck at Gold Miner's Daughter, nobody watches any of the skiers on High Rustler unless they are cartwheeling to the bottom. So I apologize, but it isn't going to make my list, because that's not showing off, it's just having a bad day. I apologize if I don't include your favorite run or even your favorite area, as there are a lot to choose from. Also, limiting the list to only 5 means they better be pretty amazing. As a young kid learning to ski, I remember K2 Face at Crystal Mountain being a great showboat run, as Chair 5 used to run right over it. Now that I have a bit more experience and Chair 5 no longer exists at Crystal, I realize that I need to be a bit more discriminating. Here is my list in no particular order. Riding up Alta's Collins Chair near the top of the lift is a run we call Hollywood. That is not its official name, which doesn't appear on the trail map, which sandwiches it between Spruces and Fred's Slot. Most locals call it Fred's Trees. I have never felt so self-conscious skiing as I did coming down it at the beginning of this season. You can't help but skiing your best with everyone watching. Sometimes that makes for spectacular falls. There are many showboat runs under the lift lines at Snowbird. I love the Get Serious shoots, but they are seldom skied well, and so I'm going to have to go to the GAD2 lift line. I don't recommend coming in from the top, as there are often a lot of rocks and tree stumps to avoid. Instead, ski down the side about 20 vertical feet and then cut into the run. If you ski it well, you'll have an audience to cheer you on. Back in the 80s and 90s, you couldn't pick up a ski magazine without reading about Al's run at Taos and all of the amazing bump skiers putting on a show. When I finally got to Taos a few years ago, it didn't disappoint, other than the fact that I didn't see anyone skiing it well as I rode the chair at the beginning of the day. I guess very few people want to take on such a run first thing in the morning. Gun Barrel at Heavenly is another long run where you can show off. Oftentimes it is covered in car-swallowing moguls and a great place to witness carnage. My buddy Jim managed to get there on a fabulous powder day at the beginning of the season and shoot this footage. It has been quite a few years since I last skied Killington, but Outer Limits has the same reputation as both Al's Run and Gun Barrel. This was a tough decision as I pored over quite a few trail maps, only to see trees obfuscating large portions of classic lines such as Limelight at Sun Valley, or have lifts completely bypass great trails like Drunken Frenchman at Winter Park. I'm sure I missed quite a few favorite show-off runs, and I'm interested in your recommendations. Perhaps it is the lift line at Sugarbush, or the run by the same name at Jay Peak. What about runs at the Aspen Resorts, Palisades Tahoe, or even Vail? List your favorites in the comments below, and I am sure others will appreciate your tips. Don't forget to like the video and click the subscribe button, as there are more videos on the way.